Hi, AJ and the Queen fans. We are getting ready to discuss episode 4, Louisville. What do we think of all those cameos? Stay tuned.
I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to Afterbuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Hello, hello, hello. I am your host, 123 Jackie B. With me, as always, the lovely Jayla Roxx.
Hello, hello, hello.
And the stupendous Mark J. Freeman.
All right, my new title, the Megan McCain of Afterbuzz TV.
Yeah. Oh my God. I feel like it's been so long since I've seen you guys.
I want T-shirts made.
It's been so long since I've seen you.
And I know it was way too long. Way too long. We did change clothes.
Yes.
Just,
and you still,
we're
have
just
a good
changing
side.
to the same clothes. And I think it's Louisville.
Louisville. What did I say?
Yes.
Louisville.
Oh, they won't kill you.
I think there's a pretty...
People from the South, when you spell the word L-O-I-S in French, that's Louis.
Yeah. Well, it's not.
Y'all can say what you want to say.
Kentucky is not France. I think we can all agree on.
It's like, what's that drink that's like fizzy and comes in different flavors, like pamplemousse?
I
it's
know.
La Croix.
Listen, I know what the Kentucky and the French have in common, and that's French fries.
Yes!
If I go to KFC, girl, I like some French fries.
And my family's from my father was born in a log cabin in Kentucky, so I can say whatever I want.
Was he
Wait,
French?
for reals?
Yeah, Wilford, Kentucky. He was born in a log cabin.
Wow.
Yeah.
Speaking of log cabins.
So Mark just revealed his
Little
age
fun
is
facts.
82.
Ish.
The more you know.
I mean, if you round up, yes.
So we
82.
had...
Wait, hang on. Before we get
Okay.
started, shout out to Ryan in the booth. He's taking over with us, and I feel bad for him because now he's in for a treat.
He is in for a treat.
Don't feel bad for he's lying. He has worked with me before, and if he's worked with me before,
He can get through anything.
He's fine. He's
Actually,
fine.
I think he just quit.
I'm not here. I'm present. I'm psyched to be here.
Yes, Ryan.
And I cannot wait to hear more about AJ and the Queen.
Oh my God, yes. We're gonna give him a lesson.
So we had a bunch of cameos in this episode.
Yes.
We have 3 mean girls in the episode, played by Kennedy, Jay Jolie, and Mariah Balenciaga. And I was telling you guys before the episode that, and then Angina has like a blink and you'll miss it cameo. Mm-hmm. And aside from Angina, because Angina does like the bald realness thing, I was having such a hard time figuring out who they were because I'm used to seeing them in drag.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until the end of the episode that I was like, yes, I can, because I wrote question marks next to all of them thinking, I think this is Kennedy, question mark. And then when I saw their drag in the end, I was like, got it. I got it.
Jackie, you shouldn't feel bad because Rue does the same thing. They're like fucking Pokemon. There's like 200 of them.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're generation 4, you're generation 1. So I don't know either. But I mean,
I know
don't
my
feel
Pokemon,
bad.
but I only know them when they've like made it to the next Poke level. I don't know them as like the little Pokies. I don't know anything about Pokemon.
The little Pokies.
Little Pokies.
You know,
I love
aren't
it.
there like little Pokies and then like supersized Pokies?
Girl, no.
I'm the last person to ask.
Don't you like
They
Pokey
evolve,
up?
but
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
That's what I
we'll
mean.
talk about that later. Shout out to
about to
Joseph for liking my joke about the French fries. I just made that up on top of my head. I am on a roll, honey. Okay.
They also have the Kentucky Derby there.
Yeah. Do
Not
the
in
French like
Louisville.
it though?
Does the French like? Well, they like fancy hats, and that's what happens at a derby.
I guess so.
So the episode opens with AJ doing this like voiceover saying, "They think I don't see, but I see," and I like this message because, you know. We often think that kids are kind of like dumb and not very observant just because they're kids. And kids actually do like see a lot and like observe a lot and retain a lot. So I kind of liked having that intro come from AJ's point of view because, you know, a lot of the stuff we've been seeing so far has been from Ruby's point of view, and Ruby's like getting annoyed with AJ, and it's like, well, it's nice to like flip it around and kind of like have a different viewpoint. So we have Damien calling Ruby, and Damien basically says, you know, like, I'm going to find, I'm going to get you your money. I'm going to go to New York and get you your money. I've stopped trailing you. And obviously, like, in the end, we do learn that this is, you know, this is like a fake out. But Ruby does wonder throughout the episode, like, am I different? She calls Louis and says, you know, could I have been different? And then she has this conversation with Chad Michaels' character, Brian, later on. And we find out from that conversation that he kissed Ruby, but he never kissed Chad. Yeah. So there is something different there. And at the end, I'm going to make my own little prediction based on that. But I thought that was interesting, especially in light of the last episode where we had the I never did anything to him, he did that stuff to me.
Oh my God, what a conversation. I feel bad that Ryan didn't get a chance to hear that. Yes. But, yes.
So it seems like there could have been, you know, like, because it's hard to reconcile if you thought you've been scammed to think, like, was all this fake? You know?
I ain't trusting no Latino man in a mesh shirt anyway wearing a gold chain. But
my husband is a Latino man in a mesh shirt. That's all he wears all day long.
And a Speedo.
And a Speedo.
What in the Miami Vice is going on? I'm just kidding. I just have one question to Ruby Red, the character. Why are you still answering the phone?
Yeah.
Stop answering the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
did either of you think for a moment, I mean, obviously we know how it ends, that it was a lie, but did you think that maybe he was being serious?
No, I would have taken the RV and put it in reverse, and I hold on to the brakes, and I start skirting, like revving it up real hard and run him over. He'll be right under it.
Yeah.
I mean, I always think that, you know, they're setting it up for there to be ambiguity. So I wasn't thinking, oh my gosh, this is true. Oh my gosh, this is a lie. I was like, they're setting it up for ambiguity because of that conversation in the last episode with the, like, it's definitely like, I'm straight, you know? So like, I felt like they were setting it up for that. And then we have a new hot cop in this episode who was sent from, so Louis says he's going to talk to Officer Kennedy and get one of Officer Kennedy's friends to come and talk to Ruby. And Ruby makes some mention of like, oh, all these hot, like there has to be a cop here that knows like Officer Kennedy because they all know each other, you know. And so this hot Southern cop shows up, and it turns out he knows Officer Kennedy from, where was it? Gay Cop Ski Weekend.
Oh my, I don't know. Now, have you ever been to Gay Cop Ski Weekend?
Me?
That sounds like a lot of fun.
I mean, if I was invited, maybe.
It's on your list of things.
It's on my.
You have to go and then like
list.
Document it and then come back and let us know how it's been.
Yes, I don't know that I would get
Or
invited.
will we be invited to like Gay Cop?
Do you have to be? Don't you have to be a cop?
I'm a watcher.
It's to support our gay
Yeah,
cops.
absolutely. That's why we're there.
Yeah.
It's Gay Cop Pride.
Yeah.
I mean, I just love that. I do love the like hot cops theme kind of like running through this.
Somebody's like didn't delete their history in their computer. So now everything's like fantasized and like we're romancing this whole thing. But
I'm waiting for like the finale to have. I've actually already seen pictures of. That's the whole problem with like binging a show. It's like you go online and you already see pictures at the end. But I'm still hoping for like a Village People ending where there's like a hot cop and a hot fireman or something like that.
I'm pretty sure it is.
I mean, well, the chat room's talking about too, because you were commenting that you didn't want her to answer the phone, and I kind of agree with them that, you know, you have to remember like this is like literally 2 days after he found out that this person that he's been with for 7 months has been lying to him. So it is. I mean, we've all done it, girl. Answered the phone when we shouldn't have. Sent the text when we shouldn't have.
I don't send it. Tequila sends it.
That is, I will second that.
Thank
It is
you.
the tequila. It is the tequila.
So AJ, we find out, has like an eidetic memory where she was able to memorize the license plate on on Damien's car and is able to give it to the cop. She also tells the cop that she slashed Damien's tires, and the cop was like, "Yeah, you can be put in jail for that."
You know what I'm thinking, and I don't know if this may be a reach, and I'm not. This is a risk I'm willing to take. I'm thinking that there may be a autism story.
Oh,
maybe.
Happening.
Yeah.
Because AJ has, like we said, no filter.
Yeah.
And, just says whatever, does whatever. And we might get this story because we see all these other, like, struggles, but we don't really get to know about AJ.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I could see that.
I could see that too, for sure.
I definitely want to, like, there's some, like, leeway in this. And this can be a wake-up call to Ruby and AJ. They need each other.
Yeah, they do. So where was I?
But the memorization is what brought me back to it. So yeah,
remembering the license plate.
So then we have Lady Danger. I feel like they just did this scene because Tia Carrera is so like funny. We have her just doing this like random dance sequence in the like bowling alley / bar, and then she sidles up to this old man who has a stroke and is like telling him that she can inject stuff in his face to make him
not look like
he had a stroke. And she's doing it because they don't have, like, they ran out of money and she bought a Birkin bag. And
oh my God.
And so that scene was comedic because this is the part where she holds up the cotton ball to the side of his face and is like, just hold that so nothing comes out.
Oozing.
Motor oil.
Motor oil. She's like, she needs a quick fix. She's like, oh, well, whatever.
Yeah. So then, back to our trio of mean girls. Ruby.
Did we say who they are?
Yes, we said who they are. It's I don't know that they gave them character names. It's Kennedy J. Jolie and Maria Balenciaga.
Mariah Paris Balenciaga.
And then, so Ruby thinks that they stole her makeup. Mm-hmm. She thinks. So she's freaking out on them, and she picks up Kennedy's makeup and tosses it out the window.
Well, and something I just want to mention this because it was something I was going to comment on. When she's traveling to Louisville, she makes a comment to AJ that the girls there don't like girls coming in from out of town and performing, which is funny to me because I remember being in Columbus.
Tell it on the mountain.
And we would have, and they would bring in, oh my gosh, now I'm going to draw a blank on her name. Oh my gosh. She was in Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil. Oh my gosh.
I've only read the book. I didn't know there was a movie.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Famous
They'll tell you.
drag queen. Oh my gosh.
Lady
Chablis.
Yeah, Lady Chablis.
Lady Chablis. She came
Lady Chablis.
Thank you.
Okay.
She came to Columbus, and I just remember you do kind of have. I remember this. I was not upset that somebody was coming from out of town. But it does kind of like throw a little wrench in the works because you're just so used to working with, I mean, you can comment on this too.
Yes.
You're so used to working with the same girls all the time when this new person comes in. And I took it as I need to step up my game because this is somebody that's a name and they need, I want to be just as good. I want to be, that's how I took it. Personally.
I never did. I knew I was a star in my own light. So I knew that what you have to offer, I can't offer, and vice versa. So what you're able to do, the audience is receiving you a certain way more than they'll receive me.
Well, I just meant like so because they're there and they're this big name. My thing was, if people come to the show, they're going to talk about her, and I wanted them to also talk about me. So I felt like I needed to do a better number. I needed to work harder to make, because she even said, I don't know if it was her, I think it was her. We did our first round of numbers.
Yes. You met Lady Chablis.
Yes, I have a photo with her. I will try and find it and dig it out. And she, and I remember at the break, she came upstairs and she had her assistant. She was like, oh, these girls aren't messing around. Go get my other suitcase. And then it made her want to do better too because we were all like, we have to be good. We have to bring our best numbers. So I had a huge respect for her. So I wanted to comment on that because she does comment to AJ that these girls don't like her, which sets up these three girls that are being mean to her the whole time she's there. And it's because she's an out-of-town girl performing in their club.
Right. Well, she's she's a New York girl performing in their club.
Exactly.
It's
Which I think is kind of like now when, drag is so local, and then you get a Drag Race girl coming in. And it's hard. It's hard when you're like not on the show and you're performing, and then this name comes in and takes all your money. You know what I mean? So I just thought it was worthy of a comment. So that's what I wanted to share.
Thank you. So Ruby throws Kennedy's makeup kit out the window, and then the manager comes in and is like, "Oh, Ruby, I put your makeup kit in my office."
Yeah.
I just thought that was funny, like a funny little thing to happen. And then Ruby does this performance to Chandelier.
See ya. Yeah.
I love that song, where she's being like lifted up. She's got this great
chandelier.
nude
Her
illusion.
outfit looks like a chandelier, basically.
Did she wear this before? I think it's the outfit she wore it in the 90s. It's a Terry Mugler, I think.
Oh, really?
I think, but I have to do my research and find out. But it's something she couldn't.
It's a great outfit.
Yeah.
And so then they're supposed to lift her up, and they're earlier in the episode they're making these jokes about Pink did this several years ago or whatever. And it was supposed to be like a bulky man lifting her up, but the mean girls paid him $500 so he would go away. So then it's the poor stage, like the company owner, and then he drops her. But then she keeps performing right through it, which and then is basically like, yeah, that's how you do it. That's why I'm the headliner. And I loved that because I thought it's another one of those moments that we were excited about in the last episode, is like seeing RuPaul perform, seeing RuPaul be able to do these performances that we would not otherwise see.
Ever see, yeah. Because we never get to see Ru do anything besides the 1-2 step, 1-2, and the snap. That's all we get to see. Is
and walk in and go like this.
Yeah, and that's it.
I mean, I have to give her credit. Like, she's harnessed up. She's you know what I mean? Like, it's almost at times you're just kind of like, wow, okay. Yeah. I mean, kudos
Impressive.
That she's going there. I mean, I really do appreciate it. And she looks amazing.
So AJ, throughout this whole episode, has been pushing Ruby to tell the other queens that Damien is a grifter, because she's like, you gotta look out. The underlying message is like, look out for the other queens, and she doesn't want to do it because she doesn't want to be embarrassed. And so AJ goes ahead and, with the help of the police officer, releases the story online so that all the other queens know. And I guess my question is, would you guys have done that? Like, would you have, knowing that this person is like, for AJ, it's like her only friend right now, but and in my mind,
would I have done what AJ did?
Yes.
Oh, no.
No.
And
why do you think that? Because see, I would have done what AJ did, because in my mind, I would think, how else am I going to protect these other queens from getting grifted?
No, I'm like,
I guess it would depend which queen. Would I protect Raven? In a heartbeat. Would I protect Chad Michaels? No.
I love you, Chad Michaels.
I love you, Chad Michaels. I don't need no Susan.
No, well, why wouldn't you have done it? I'm curious.
I just don't like I don't know. Like, I'm like,
not
everyone's...
not my business.
I mean, if they ask me about the person, I would be honest about it. But would I go that extra step to do something like that? No.
I want to ask the audience. Tweet at us and let us know if you would have done it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So then Ruby's phone is like blowing up because like all these people have found out what happened. And within this, she gets a call from Chad Michaels, aka Brian, who we find out Brian was the Cher impersonator at the club, but hasn't been showing up. And now we know why. It's because he too got grifted by Damien. And then we learn that other people have been grifted by Damien. I'm kind of curious to see if we're going to hear about like more people and
possible
more experiences that they had with him. And like why we don't really, I mean, we know motive as far as like getting money, but we don't know why he's particularly choosing drag queens. You know, like what, like
Yeah.
how, because it
Well,
does.
I think maybe because of Lady Danger, because she
Yeah.
works with all of them and she can kind of hear who's making money and stuff like that. Maybe
Oh,
that's my
right.
guess.
I
That's
agree, too.
complete speculation. I don't.
Yeah.
I've only watched up to episode 4. I'm only watching them as we do
Same,
these,
right.
so I don't
no
know.
spoilers, guys.
But I wanted to also mention what I said earlier when we were out there. How amazing would it have been if they had Cher playing the Cher impersonator?
I mean, I think it was enough to have
I think a
Cher's
missed
music.
opportunity. I'm just
Yeah.
saying. Michael Patrick King, work on it.
At me. At me,
Cher,
Brian.
I think Cher doesn't want to perform in anything after she had to do Mamma Mia 2.
Right.
yeah,
Although
she
she was the best part of Mamma Mia too.
Yeah,
so.
I do. I
You've
mean,
seen Mamma Mia too?
I have not seen Mamma Mia
I
2.
did just to see Cher. That's
I am
literally the
gonna
only
see
reason I
it
went
for
to see
Cher,
I think
but
it's YouTube, like, Cher's parts. And, so sure. I'm so sure you can find
Well, I'm
that.
sure I didn't go to pay like $20 to see it in the theater. I think I waited for it to go to Redbox
Ryan,
for $1.50.
can you save me $20 and find all of Cher's parts only in Mamma Mia 2?
You got it.
I'm sure it's on YouTube.
I'll find it right now.
Thank you.
We can put that link in our bio.
Yeah.
But I do like. I mean, Ruby gives Brian this inspiring speech about like what would Cher
Cher
do.
do, which I thought was really cool.
Which I thought was really cool. And then we have perfect Waterloo performance.
Yeah.
I mean, that song was so perfect for this moment. It's the version of Waterloo that's on the Cher ABBA album. So it's Cher singing Waterloo, which I liked too.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, I just like I'm enjoying these like random campy moments like that, like
And
that
I love
performance.
that-
And I love Cher, so I'm like, I love all these Cher references.
Well, and I love that when Rue was doing the what would Cher do, that the thing that got her off the couch was, are you going to let these other queens impersonate Cher?
Yeah,
That was the thing that was
Yeah.
like, okay, no, you're right.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that.
Yeah. So in the end, Lady Danger and Damien are hanging out in this car, and a cop comes up to kind of like inspect it, and Lady Danger is like, "Oh, you gotta make out with me." So it looks like we're just fooling around in the car, basically. And they manage to bribe the cop with her Birkin bag by giving the cop her Birkin bag.
Right, to get out of getting arrested.
The cop looked familiar, but I couldn't place her.
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah.
She didn't look familiar to me, but
Yeah, like,
We'll have to look at
and I
that.
guess like part of me was like thinking of, remember in last season of Drag Race when they had the cop skit with the lady and
it was oh my gosh, oh my gosh, lesbian, oh my gosh,
Rumor. Humor. Humor. Rumor.
no,
No. I don't know.
keep going. I'll think of it.
We'll remember
I'll yell it out when I catch
But
it.
it was Cheyenne Jackson and that lady cop, but it wasn't the same actress. But it just like reminded me of that.
Fortune Femster.
Yes.
Fortune.
Yes. It wasn't the
That was
same
tough.
actress, but it reminded me of that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, totally.
So, and also because it's like we find out the cop is a lesbian and she's bringing the Birkin bag to her wife.
Yeah.
So I was kind of like, it was like a callback in my brain to that moment.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of sometimes wonder, like,
There's
Yeah,
Fortune Femster.
yeah.
Yes.
She's cool.
She's
Yeah.
great. She's funny. I
But-
saw her at the Hollywood Improv and she was absolutely hysterical.
but I sometimes wonder, I'm like, am I just making these connections in my brain, or is Rue doing like a female cop moment because of Drag
that.
Race?
Could
like
be.
there are little things, and like the fact that her boots were red in a couple episodes ago, and I'm like, is that a Kinky Boots reference, or is
I
that
did get that too.
Yeah.
Like they're very subtle, like
Right.
gay history moments.
Right, and then in the article that I read, I tweeted it out, so you can see it on my Twitter. It's an interview. I mentioned this in the last episode with Rue and Michael Patrick King, and she's saying that she likes she likes to make these older references, but she also likes to make modern like pop culture references. So she's just kind of like trying to sprinkle them throughout. So I thought that was cool. Any last thoughts before quote of the week?
I'm trying to think if I had any notes about it. I don't know. I don't think I no. I just no, I'm good.
Stop answering the phone, Ruby.
Real, but I know.
Mark's
Quote of the week. That's from Dish and Days. When I do
really?
Dish and Days.
Oh,
yeah, that's my
That
quote.
actually scared me. I was not prepared for that. That is
Mark's
not in the
Quote of the week.
contract.
I guess I could use that every time I do an after show. I do it every week.
You guys
Yeah,
have to give me like a
that's
heads
Tony
up
Moore
for that.
in
Yeah.
that.
Sorry,
I
we
figured
need a
that
Mark
was.
trigger warning. I'm
I
sorry
know,
about that.
Yeah, you gotta count me
Where's the
down.
Mark? Who's Mark? With Michelle Visage. Is that on the computer too?
I guess my quote of the week is when Ruby tells AJ, "This isn't a joke. This is my life."
Yeah.
Yes.
Because she got so upset at AJ, telling, like, basically putting her private information on blast, that she said that in response. And it's also like, we all have to remember that even though AJ is like a very precocious child, she's still like an 11-year-old. So like her decision making is not going to be the best, and she does need that kind of like parental guidance.
Yeah.
Predictions.
Did you want my quote of the week?
I thought you didn't have one.
No, I have one for both episodes.
Oh,
that
well,
was
I thought that
shady,
you were acting
honey.
like, okay.
They are shady.
Thank you. All right. So, quote of the week goes to the interaction between AJ and the cop. And she says, "So can I hold your gun?" And he says, "Do you have a license to carry a firearm?" And she said, "No, but I used to have a T-shirt that said Certified Bikini Inspector." I just thought it was so
funny.
random. Like, I was just like, what? Like,
Yeah.
I laughed. I just thought it was really funny.
That's
So
well
that's
written.
my quote of the week. Oh, that's
Mark's quote of the week.
there we go. We need to bring that. Okay, we're going to start using that.
I love Tony Moore. I know his
Tony
voice
Moore's the
anywhere.
greatest.
Is that who's saying that?
That's Tony
Yeah,
Moore.
I know his voice.
Because I do Dish and Days, and I do Quote of the Week on Dish and Days.
I did
when
several
join
shows
them.
with him, and I didn't recognize
That's
him.
well, he's being silly when he's saying it, but yeah.
Fan of the week is Ronnie Jr.
Oh my
That's a
God.
good one.
Because he's
filled
so,
in for me
and
last
he's so
night.
wonderful. He's always in between shows texting us and telling us how he's watching us and how much he loves us and misses us.
Perfect.
So
Yay.
I have to give you guys a story. So the is this inside tea for you guys who are listening? We actually went for drinks after.
Oh, I saw
yeah,
that.
I saw the
I
picture.
saw that. He did that to me too.
Yeah,
Would
the
you go over
picture
here?
was we went to Muddle and Twist.
Oh, that's not where we went.
It's in North Hollywood.
I
It's
went
really
to the
fun.
seedy
it was
place.
No, I didn't go. No, I ain't got the money for that, girl. But
the one that's
it
like
was,
black with just like gay flag on the outside.
Yeah, over here.
Oh,
I forget the name of it now. I'm
turn the
Bullet?
black lights
The
on,
Bullet?
girl.
It's
You
called The
won't
Bullet.
sit down anywhere. But we had a really great time, and it was really good seeing him. So I thought that was great. And the picture, I don't know, I won't be posting it, but I had
He
fun.
posted it. He posted it.
The picture of us. Oh, not that picture.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay. I'm so kidding.
So my predictions.
Your Afterbuzz TV Prediction.
So my prediction is that, okay, so I had said a couple episodes ago that I thought Lady Danger was going to turn around, but now it seems like Lady Danger is running the operation. So I feel like Damien might like come out at the end and then
Somebody in the chat room said
Yeah.
the same thing. Somebody in the chat room
Chucky
said the same
Chuck is on
I
it.
think, yeah, Chucky Chuck says, I think Damien is being used
Chucky
and
Chapter
loves
right
Ruby.
here, right here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same. Look,
Yeah.
we all are like interconnected with this
Yeah.
show. I'm glad you guys are loving it as much as we are.
Yeah, he says he still thinks
Yes.
Damien's going to be the hero in the end.
Yeah.
So how far have you watched?
Episode 4.
Oh, so you're
Yeah,
just
I
watching
stopped
it?
watching
She's
ahead
not gonna
because
cheat on us.
Well, because you guys, when you're recapping a binge show, it's just hard to like start to delineate the shows
Right.
differently. I think I've muddled some of the stuff up if I don't separate
Right.
it.
Yeah, and they were
Yeah.
draggy in the comments, girl, even though they've already seen it. But you know,
No, it's good. I'm enjoying it. I really am enjoying it. And I've even messaged a couple of my friends, I said last episode, that were kind of messaging me that they were kind of on the fence about it. And I messaged them all and just said, look, I hope you guys are giving it a second chance because I really am enjoying it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a lot of fun. So I have
And we need more of that.
I have news and gossip.
yes, tell the news, tell the tea.
Afterbuzz TV News.
So Michelle Visage has a torn meniscus, which is like something in your knee. She got it from Strictly Dancing when she was on it, and she's getting surgery soon. So send all your love to her.
Michelle Visage.
Yes.
Michelle Visage.
Cheryl.
Michelle from
And DragCon UK is
yes.
this weekend.
This weekend.
2 days
Yes.
away.
Yes.
Are you going?
Yes, I'm just boarding my private plane to London.
But we will definitely be at DragCon LA. Maybe we could get a booth. You hear that?
Yeah,
We can do
we
it.
need to talk to Keven and Maria, see what we can do.
Live at DragCon. That would be amazing.
Get
we
a
set one of
booth
these
by
out
the
there?
bathroom.
Yeah, okay.
I wonder how much that
By
would-
the boys' bathroom.
I wonder what that would run us. What would that run us? And also, don't forget. Are you done?
Oh, and then Vulture has an article that lists all the cameos, which, obviously there's spoilers if you haven't seen all of the episodes. But once you finish the season, I think it could be cool to like go through and
A little playing card game.
drag queen cameos. I tweeted that article out as well, so you can see that.
Awesome.
And also, don't forget to watch Drag Race Weekly on for me. My segment every Thursday. We put out a new episode. I just finished doing the Meet the 7 Brit crew members and trying to figure out my episode for next week. So we'll see. If you have ideas for an episode, let me know.
Well, maybe you can hook me up with the Brit crew. I'm single.
Oh yeah, some of them are with.
Do they live here?
No, they're in England, but
okay.
I'll let you know when they're in town.
You
they're
can
all
get a
wonderful.
foreign man, and then he'll take you to DragCon UK.
Yeah.
I'll only go for the ticket. Sign me up.
Yeah.
Do you have any news and gossip, Jayla?
I have a little bit of news. If you love Drag Race, then tomorrow I'm dropping a new video with Batme Cosmetics. With Silky Nutmeg Ganache. She's going to be doing a Elevate Your Slay like makeup tutorial thing, and she's going to be a kitty cat. So watch that. It's going to be cool. She's funny.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Unfortunately, we're still working on the schedule for the rest of our recap, but check us out
we'll
on
post it when we know.
Instagram and Twitter, and we'll let you know.
Yeah.
I'm at 123 Jackie B on all platforms.
Yes, and you can watch me flex it on the gram. Follow me at Who Is Jayla Roxx. That's 2 X's, 3 if you nasty.
And you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Lorayne Love. That's LORAYNE LOVE. Bye.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.